All right. We're live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSpod.club production. I'm PT, and right over there is my brother from a different mother, RynoJB. And Rhino, it's Wednesday afternoon, but how the hell are you?
I'm doing great. How you doing this Wednesday, BT?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. And it's just typical Southern weather. And when you can go back and listen to the archives, JB and I had snow and ice on Saturday. And then right now it's 60 degrees. So there you go. There you go. So today we're doing a special nominations edition. It's episode 665. If you have not voted, you have till midnight. You have midnight to actually put your nominations in. So get up there, they get your email, put your nominations out. We're going to go through the categories, and then we're going to tell who we would vote for or who we would nominate. We're going to come back next week. We're going to tell you who we voted for, and we may even do one about the awards, another special edition. So look for a lot of stuff to do with the awards. I love awards. I love end of the year stuff, so I have a good time with them. You could go to championshipwrestlingmemphis.com. Remember our Patreon. Go to stspod.club. In the right-hand corner is our Patreon. And also links of all links, including Rhino's YouTube channel. And any stuff, Saturday's going to be the last day, Rhino. But any T-shirts, merch that you buy this month, remember, all proceeds go to No Kid Hungry. All right, nominations. I've got the winners from last year. Gosh, I think I'll just start with the big, and I want to tell you something I do. And you might think I'm a little bit of a cheater here, but the reason I do this is if I nominate somebody, I just want to nominate one person for every award. I know Dustin probably got my email and said, what is he doing? Because I don't want anyone else to get a nomination. I know, I'm being selfish. But we're going to start at the very top. There's one category I do want to give a little bit more than one person. But nominations, last year's Man of the Year was Bret Michaels. Who are you going to pull for this year? You can give us your 3 picks, or you could just tell me who you would nominate for Man of the Year.
Oh, man. Let me – first comes to mind Mike Anthony. For sure, Mike Anthony, Man of the Year. I think you got to throw K Toomer in there as well. And man, for Man of the Year, I'm gonna say this because I think he has shown the most improvement. Maybe some people would disagree with me, but Van Vicious. I think Van Vicious has done a great job of being the wrestler that he's been with the Hollywood Clique, and he's only like elevated ever since he's been there from day one. So those are my 3 picks for you.
All right, I'm going to have to piggyback with you there. Mike Anthony, to me, has been, I think we awarded him MVP more than anyone. Yeah. We just kept saying MVP. Man of the Year. And to me, Bret Michaels right there to me. He's still there. I love your pick of K Toomer. I don't agree with you with Van Vicious, but I think K Toomer has made a splash, and maybe 2023 might be a big splash for him. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with him. All right, the other big award was last year, Woman of the Year. We were down there at the awards banquet, and we got to interview all the winners, had a good time there. But Woman of the Year last year was Nikki Lane. Who are you picking for this year? Who's your nomination? Put it that way.
My nomination, I would go with Cassandra Golden, Nix, and Mackenzie Morgan.
Oh wow. You're gonna you'll be surprised at who I would go with on this Woman of the Year. I'm going with DDT.
Oh yeah.
I think she made such a splash in the sense that she improved a lot, but she was in the middle of everything. So how can you, a woman who's in the middle of everything, making trouble, doing a little bit of everything? I'm going with DDT this year. That is my nomination for Woman of the Year. All right, let's nominate. Who are we going to nominate for Tag Team of the Year? Last year was the Young Goats.
Got to go with the Posse this year.
Man, I don't even know another team. No offense, but I love the LA Hustlers. I love the LA Hustlers. I love hot shots. They're both the kind of teams. I told you I love teams that I said this to Dustin on Shooting Star, and I've said it to you before. I love teams with names that LA Hustlers, the Posse, the hot shots. I love the gimmick. I love the whole gimmick, and not that they wouldn't be. Also, another team that people would probably be voting for is Memphis Muscle. They had a short run, but still a good team. But my pick or my nomination for this year would have to be the Posse. 2022 was a year of the Posse, man. 100%. All right, we got a couple of new categories this year. We're going to go ahead and go over them real quick. Manager of the Year. Who is going to be your Manager of the Year? Who are you nominating, Rhino?
It's got to be Blaylock. It's got to be Hollywood Jimmy. Hollywood Jimmy has done a great job as a manager. I think he has really brought a huge entertaining factor to the program. It's kind of hard for me to even think about Memphis Wrestling without Jimmy Blaylock somehow, some way.
I'm just going to say Memphis Wrestling's always had good managers, and we have them now. Justin Klein, just in case I didn't mess up his name this time. But there's only one Manager of the Year, and I hate to agree with you. I hate to, but I'm going to nominate all three of those and going with Hollywood Jimmy Blaylock. All right. We're down. We're up to whatever here. Rookie of the Year. Oh, this is going to be a tough award. Very tough award.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I just
what
can't
are you
say
thinking?
Team WrestleCenter, the entire WrestleCenter.
You're going to have three nominations. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say Big John Dalton, Bosby, and Mackenzie Morgan. Those three right there, to me, should be going forward. You always talk about Bosby's going to be that guy. He's got a future in the business, very much so. But you got a guy like Big John Dalton, who this coming Saturday, we'll be talking Saturday about this, but he goes against Mike Anthony. I mean, this is like his third or fourth match. But all three of those, not that I'm looking down on anybody else, but that would be in Ray Sanders. I mean, if you're picking three, it's real tough. So what are you thinking? Who are you going to go with Rookie of the Year?
I was going to say Ray Sanders there, going from referee to wrestler within that year. You also had Ray Collins, had a great showing. I mean, just really, I had a fantastic showing debut. And Kid Wrestling has made quite the splash with Memphis Wrestling.
Kid Wrestling, yes.
Kid Wrestling. I'm going to go with those three. Those are my three. I'm not going to take your three. I'm going to go with those three right there. But shout out to the entire WrestleCenter. They're all my rookies of the year. We
had a whole Shooting Star last week. If you got Patreon, it's all about Stars of Tomorrow, how they came up with the show, how the show started as and it turned into something totally different, and actually being able to book guys that are brand new. I love pushing my Patreon, but I want to tell you, when I sit down with Dustin, we have such a good time. We've had a very long relationship as friends, and now I provide content. He takes everything that I send, but it's just being able to ask what's going on behind the scenes, and that's pretty much how. When we first started, it was more like I wanted to do some trash talking, but I've got to where now all I want to talk about is what's going on behind the scenes with them, and it's really fun show. All right, so we had Moment of the Year last year with Gun Show winning the title in 2021. That was the Moment of the Year. What would be your Moment of the Year this year?
Oh, wow. I would need some time to think about that one, but
let me talk about what I would. There's a few things that I would think of, just that come in, and I'm nominating. I'm nominating 3, 2, 1 on some of these nominations, but on this one, there's 3 moments that stick out to me, that just remind me that why I am a Memphis Wrestling fan, why I want to continue to be a fan and watch the show, even though if I wasn't actually doing, anything with the Memphis show. Number 1 was the turn of Aaron Roberts. I was totally shocked with that. I mean, it was a total shock for me to see Aaron Roberts turn. What else was Mike Anthony surprised. There's a lot of this stuff that Mike Anthony does, but he totally surprised me when he jumped Big John Dalton's dad there, went whipping him with the chair. I was shocked with that. And I'll go with Mike Anthony and King Cobra going at it. It's some of the history of Memphis wrestling and the current Memphis wrestling, and it was real fun. I loved it with King Cobra throwing still can throw some of the best punches ever. So there you go. There was my moments.
I got one moment for you. Zicky Dice bringing that internet championship to Memphis Wrestling. I thought that was a pretty big moment right there. But what also came to mind was when you mentioned Big John Dalton's dad getting attacked. I was thinking about that moment as well. Like, oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that to happen. And of course, Aaron Roberts turning heel, as you mentioned, all incredible moments. And there was just so many more that Memphis Wrestling has provided. I'm going to have to get back to you next week, BT, with my official answer. But all
official answers on those nominations for a moment. We talk, and the thing about that we do is that we always come up with a must see for each show, whether it be a match or a moment or something. If you go back, and I'm telling you, today you got to the end of December 31st, Saturday. Go watch our videos. Watch as many of them as you can. Give us some hits. So we got the year coming up, and we had an amazing year. But I'll take some more hits. Watch must see, because that'll show you the matches and the moments that continue to happen. Me and you both have made comments about we hardly ever have a miss anymore. The reason why is it's just a flow going. It's just such a cool flow. All right, so that was, and this one had a little bit of controversy last year, and is our next to last. It was TV match of the year. Gun Show versus Anthony had not even aired, and we gave them the match of the year. Everyone had talked about it. Excuse me. But it did. It won match of the year, and this is another category where I'm gonna go ahead and tell you my three favorite matches of the year. And my nominations are Mike Anthony against Tony Nese against Will Allday. That was episode 87, if you want to watch it. Final Showdown on episode 47. Mike Anthony against Brett Michaels, which we all thought, me and you both said, it was better than the match of the year. And then on episode 84, Austin Lane and I talked about this on Best of the Best, the whole psychology around it. But I loved Austin Lane against Matt Williams in a bull rope match. That was my three nominees for 2022. What about you, man?
Man, that's another one where I'm going to need a little time to think about that one. But what first comes to mind, definitely Austin Lane, Matt Williams had incredible matches repeatedly against each other. And that teamwork, that the chemistry between them was absolutely incredible. Another match that comes to mind would be, I think it was it was not a triple threat. Zicky Dice versus Zay Washington for that belt. They put on one hell of a match in that contest, and we saw Zay Washington get a huge win there. And then I would think another one that comes to mind when Cassandra Golden won the Memphis Wrestling Women's Championship.
Yeah, that would mean a lot to the actual business of Memphis Wrestling, and she did a fantastic job with that. All right, man, our MVP, we gave her MVP a lot this year to Mike Anthony when we give out MVP. Last year, Big Swole shocked me by winning the award, and then I saw him for the first time live. I talked about how I thought the charisma didn't come through TV as much. I don't think we've seen Big Swole as much as we did last year. So my MVP, man, it's going to be hard. And whether you like it or not, it's almost a flip-flop with me. It's either a Mike Anthony, who I said man of the year, or a Brett Michaels right now. I really think those two guys, where the Mike Anthony is the heel, he is the champ, and he holds the belt and holds the promotion on his back. But Brett is the number one babyface. We say that all the time. But he is on the posters. He's on billboards. He's on everything. He is the face of the company. So it's hard not giving the MVP to either one of those guys right there. But those would be two of my three nominations on MVP.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you on that, and I think you can even throw Uncle Mikey in the mix with his just reaction from the fans and getting over the way that he has. I mean, uh, those would be my three right there: Brett Michaels, Mike Anthony, and then Uncle Mikey.
All right, guys, y'all have until midnight tonight. That's Wednesday afternoon here. Midnight tonight. Send your nominations in. You heard what me and Rhino had to say. We'll come back and tell you who we're going to pick as the winners, and then we'll go over the winners on another show. Thanks, guys, for joining us for a special edition on a Wednesday afternoon. It's so weird recording on a Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Same bad time, same bad channel on the best little wrestling podcast in the business. Be there. And as everyone knows, I love my mama.
Me too.